You remember that moment, don't you? The quiet one, where you stood on the edge of something bigger, and the world felt like it held its breath. Maybe it was a decision you didn't make, a dream you didn't chase, a sentence you never said out loud. You felt it, the weight pressing on your chest, the ache of possibility just hovering, just out of reach. We all have those moments. Moments when the soul screams and the body stays silent. Moments when courage whispers, but fear roars louder. You sat still, you let the ship sail. You convinced yourself there would be another one. Later, when you're ready, when the timing's better, when the stars align just right. But here's the thing they don't tell you. Ships don't always come back. Some dreams are once-in-a-lifetime invitations. And hesitation? Hesitation is the thief that wears a friendly face. It tells you to be smart, to be realistic, to play it safe. But what it really wants is for you to never step forward at all. You were made to move. You were made to dream. Not to sit at the dock with your head in your hands, not to live in what-ifs and somedays and almosts. God didn't breathe life into your lungs just so you could exist. He breathed life into you so you could live, full out, all in, heart racing, soul igniting, dream chasing. As C.S. Lewis once said, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Maybe somewhere along the way, someone taught you that dreams were for children, that maturity meant practicality, that being responsible meant shrinking your heart to fit the world's expectations, and you believed them. Maybe not out loud, but in the silent spaces, the places you don't talk about. But deep down you still remember. The fire hasn't gone out. It's just been buried beneath fear and time and the slow erosion of hope. But I need you to hear me today. You're not done. You're not too far gone. You're not too broken. You're not too old. You're not too late. If there is breath in your lungs, then there is still destiny in your future. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Not fear, power, love, self-control. You were wired for courage. You were built for dreams. You were crafted by the Creator Himself for moments just like this. Moments when everything in you screams, stay small, but your soul, your heart, your very being knows you were made for more. So I'll ask you again, what did you dream about before life told you to sit down and be quiet? What did you imagine before the bills piled up, before the responsibilities weighed heavy, before the doubts crept in like thieves in the night? What did you want so badly that you could almost taste it? Don't lie to yourself. Don't pretend you don't know. You know. You've always known. You just stopped believing it was possible. But let me tell you something about dreams. They don't die. They wait. Dreams are patient like mountains. They stand there, silent, unyielding, waiting for you to rise, waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to come back. You can still climb, you can still roar, you can still rise. The future is not written in stone. It's written by the hands of the brave, those who dare to pick up the pen again, those who dare to dream again. This isn't about fantasy. This is about purpose. This is about calling. This is about honoring the God who placed those dreams inside you in the first place. As John Maxwell said, dreams don't work unless you do. And my friend, it's time to work. It's time to believe again. It's time to dream again. The clock is ticking. The page is blank. The world is waiting. The world doesn't hand over meaning easily. It doesn't serve purpose on silver platters. It's hidden, tucked away behind mountains of fear and valleys of uncertainty. You don't stumble into a calling. You fight for it. You build it. You bleed for it. Dreams aren't given to the qualified. They're given to the willing, the ones foolish enough to believe, the ones brave enough to begin, even when it's messy, even when it's terrifying, even when the voice inside says, you're not ready. Because let's be honest, you're never ready. You were never supposed to be ready. You were supposed to trust that if God put the dream inside you, He'll also equip you for the battle ahead. Joshua 1:9 says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Strong, courageous, unshaken, not because you are enough, but because He is. But hear me, there's a cost to standing still. There's a price for silence. It's easy to talk about the risks of chasing your dreams, but no one talks about the risks of not chasing them. The dreams you don't chase, they don't just sit quietly. They turn into regret. They morph into questions you can't answer. They become the heavy ache you carry when the world grows still and your soul dares to whisper, what if? What if you had tried? What if you had fought harder? What if you had believed when everything told you to stop? And that kind of regret, it doesn't leave. It lingers. It lingers in quiet moments when the distractions fade. It lingers at the end of a long day when you look in the mirror and wonder where the time went. It lingers in the laughter you never chased, the victories you never won, the life you were meant to live but never dared to reach for. And so I ask you again, what's scarier, the risk of failing or the certainty of never knowing? You are standing on holy ground right now, this very second, because your next step could change everything. Your next act of courage could alter the entire trajectory of your life. Will you move? Will you rise? Or will you sit back and watch the ship sail away again? Life will not wait. The waves will not pause. The clock will not rewind. You have this moment, and what you do with it will echo into eternity. Romans 8:31 reminds us, if God is for us, who can be against us? Who can stand against the fire of heaven roaring inside you? The opinions of others, temporary failures, your own doubts? None of it. Because the God who spoke galaxies into existence, the one who stitched your soul together in your mother's womb, He is for you. And if He is for you, then fear has no place here. It's time to rise. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when you feel more ready. Now. Because the truth is, you were born for this. You were made for this exact battle. You were crafted for this mountain. You were designed to walk through this fire and come out stronger on the other side. Think of the lion. The lion doesn't apologize for its roar. It doesn't hesitate to claim its ground. It was born to lead. It was born to rule, and so were you. Proverbs 28:1 says, the wicked flee though no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. As bold as a lion, that is who you are. And deep down, you've always known it. The world has enough people playing small. It doesn't need one more whisper. It needs your roar. It needs your heart fully alive. It needs your hands building dreams again. It needs your feet stepping out onto the unknown. Because when you dream, truly dream, you give permission to others to do the same. You light fires you'll never even see. You change the world in ways you'll never fully know. It's not about chasing selfish ambition. It's about stewarding the call God placed in your hands. It's about fighting the good fight, running the race, keeping the faith. It's about reaching the end and being able to say, I didn't bury what you gave me. I multiplied it. I fought for it. I bled for it. I gave you everything I had. That's the legacy. That's the win. So I'll ask you one final question. As we stand here on the edge together, will you dream again? Will you trust the one who placed the fire in your bones? Will you pick up your sword and run into the battlefield of your life? Because the clock is ticking and heaven is watching and the world is waiting. You know what the world does to people who dare to dream again? It tries to scare them. It tries to shame them, and it tries to chain them to yesterday. It tells them, sit down, be realistic, stay where it's safe. but safe as a prison cell when your soul was born to run. You weren't made for walls. You weren't made for tiny boxes and lifeless routines. You were made to stretch heavenward. You were made to roar back against the darkness. You were made to leave footprints on eternity, and deep down, you know it. There's a warrior standing inside you. There's a dream that still breathes. There's a fire that never fully went out, only waited for you to strike the match. So let me say it again. You are not your failures. You are not your delays. You are not your disappointments. You are a child of the living God. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are a warrior crafted for a divine purpose. Isaiah 41:10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." He will strengthen you. He will uphold you. But you must move. You must take the first step. You must raise your voice. You must lift your eyes to the hills and remember where your help comes from. Imagine for a moment your life 10 years from now. If you stay where you are, and if you let fear continue to write your story, what does it look like? Is that the story you want to live? Or is there something more, something braver, something bolder, something beautiful still waiting to be fought for? History will not remember the ones who played it safe. History remembers the ones who dared to dream when it was hard, who dared to move when it was risky, who dared to build when it seemed impossible. Dreams are not luxury items. They are necessities. They are the oxygen of the soul. Without them, you are just existing, breathing, but not alive. God did not call you to survival mode. He called you to kingdom mode. He called you to walk by faith, not by sight. He called you to move mountains, to part seas, to slay giants. This is your Red Sea moment. This is your Jordan River crossing. This is your Goliath standing on the battlefield, daring you to believe you're too small. But listen to me, giants fall, oceans part, walls crumble. When faith steps forward, the impossible bows. The time for second guessing is over. The time for waiting until you feel ready is done. The time to dream again is now, right here, right now. You pick up your dream like a sword. You strap courage to your chest like armor. You lift your eyes, square your shoulders, and take the first step, no matter how trembling, no matter how imperfect. Because it's in the stepping that the miracle happens. It's in the moving that the breakthrough comes. It's in the daring that you discover just how much heaven is on your side. If God is for you, who can be against you? The ship is at the dock again, my friend. The gangplank is down. The sails are ready, but it will not wait forever. You either step forward or you watch it sail away once more. The future is forged by the bold, by the faithful, by the dreamers who refuse to die quietly. You get to choose. Will you let this moment slip through your fingers? Or will you grip it with both hands and never let go? Will you settle for survival? Or will you rise for significance? Will you stay silent? Or will you roar? There is no perfect moment, no perfect plan, no perfect path. There is only the decision. I will not let fear dictate my story anymore. I will not bury what God placed in me. I will dream again, and I will build again, and I will fight again. And when they ask me how I lived, I will say, I lived bold. I lived full. I lived faithful to the very end. You are not done. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. Dream again, move again, rise again. The world is waiting. Heaven is watching, and the lion inside you is ready to roar. The only question left is, will you answer the call?